we spent 2 weeks spreading that ground 3 miles away, and we spent 3 hours spreading the rest of it yesterday. It's just, topography doesn't allow us to do it. So I think if you want to keep small dairy farmers, they're either going to have to add value to their product somehow, either more retail marketing or some sort of capture the value. I know there's talk about capturing the value of the Vermont name, something like that. Bottom line, you have to boost their pay price above what the commodity price is, I think. Whether you do that through your marketing, changing the way you're marketing your milk, or whether you do that, I don't know. I mean, there's support programs out there, I guess. I'm not really up on that, but I would think that as far as, like I said, we're not going to compete in the commodity market. I don't believe. That's my personal opinion. Maybe you know more about that than I do, Paul. This is kind of your nuts and bolts of your Agrimark board stuff.
That's what some people think. The only way is to have, like Matt said, maybe a cheese plant with a small farm. But not everybody is able to milk cows, make cheese, and sell it. Many people have found that they can't do all three. People up in Greensville Bend at, whatever the name of that place is, Jasper Hill, have been able to do that with a larger scale than a small scale farm, but they have some smaller scale farms that are bringing cheese there, and that's about as far as it can seem to go. It'd be great if we could go back to that day when there were 25 cows pastured on the side hill, and some of those used to graze in the swamp next to the road. That's gone by also. But I think the days of the small farm are not going to come back unless there's some new technology that shows you can do something to your milk to make it much higher value than what we're getting for it now.
We have time for, I don't know where my timekeeper is. Jake, how are we doing on time?
I think we're good. I see some hands on this side.
Awesome.
Yeah. Plenty of time. Good.
Jake's kicking people.
So some of you have talked about some of you have talked about how Vermont's culture of community support has benefited your farm and supported you in times of need. And I wondered if you could talk a little bit about how culture flows the other way. So we know that the majority of Vermonters highly value the working landscape, and farms are a huge part of that. I think that farms and the farming work ethic are like a foundational part of Vermont's cultural identity, even for people that don't work in the food system or on farms. And I wonder if any of you have stories or examples that you could talk about how the community or your neighbors or other people are getting or accessing some part of farming culture on your farms. I know, Chuda, you talked about that a little bit, but if other folks have stories, I'd be interested to hear that.
I think for us, we've seen a lot, or my parents have seen a lot of, families that come to the farm with CSA and the difference that makes for their children, both just being excited to come see the farm and go walk around and, see the different animals, or kids that, never ate greens before and they're excited about just coming, the experience of coming and picking up the CSA at the farm, and, spinach has become the most exciting thing. They're eating spinach raw that they've never eaten before. I think also my mom has worked a lot with schools in the area and trying to get school groups to come to the farm, and just seeing how excited they are about it. I don't know if those are kind of the main things that stick out to me of bringing community onto the farm.
Similar, I'll get an email or two a week of a baby eating whatever was in the CSA share that week. So I think we are reaching people through food primarily. Because of our location, we don't have people out at the farm very often, just a few times a year. And so we've tried to really do it through more of a social media standpoint. So we do a lot of Instagramming, trying to make farming feel fun and sexy and exciting, and prettier than it actually is sometimes. But that's been amazing, actually, to see people at the farmers market and say, oh, how are the chickens this week? Did the fox get any more? Or just trying to make it really relatable to people. And we also do put maybe too much, but a lot of effort into a weekly newsletter for our CSA members, to try to explain more of what it's actually like to live on the farm. So to have that going out to 100 neighbors a week is pretty special.
The one I point to is right to farm. People realize that we do have the right to farm, and sometimes they don't agree with it. I mean, the fragrance in the spring is sometimes a problem. That's why my son goes fast. We have 7 fields. The furthest one's 7 miles away. We haul manure in the winter when it's frozen, and then as soon after April 1st, because you can't spread manure before April 1st, he gets to each of those fields. And hopefully by the time he's finished the first one, they don't know he's on the second one. We also, in the summer, and to refer your question, we sell sweet corn. We used to talk about diversification. When I was growing up, there were 8 or 10 similarly aged children in the neighborhood, and they all loved to pick vegetables and throw bales of hay. And they all grew up and moved away and didn't leave any children there. So we went from raising the whole gamut of vegetables and selling them at the store in Woodstock to raising corn at this point in time. And that has sort of a community base to it. They say in the church in town, they ask, the last 2 weeks of July, is Doton's corn ready yet? So in the vegetable shed, we have people that come across the road in the barn who are milking, and we get to interact. And there some that come every year from New Jersey or wherever, and they're always making sure that we know that they're back. Cabot is also, sticking in a little, and for your out there, we have an open farm Sunday on alternating years, and we have done that a couple times. It's interesting to see people right from within the town that have no idea what we do. And the breakfast on the farm is even a bigger event, and people should attend that if they could. One thing that the community for us was, in 2004, we had a barn fire and lost 16 heifers instantly. Unbeknownst to us, collections were taken, and they gave us a fund of money to be able to help build a new barn. We appreciate that greatly.
Well, we farm on a dead-end road, so we don't get a lot of people just stopping in. And it's nice to have privacy, I guess. But my brother, I guess, has gotten some of the community involved. He's kind of taken over the local 4-H club, and he's brought in, I don't know, half a dozen kids from the neighborhood that heard through a friend of a friend, and they've gotten them started on showing cattle at the 4-H shows. So they get to come up once a week and work with their calf and weigh it and take keep records on what it's been fed and how it's growing and all of that. And and I've seen with 2 or 3 different kids, they're kind of started out not really knowing what they're doing. The next thing you know, like 6 months later, they're doing half the chores at night when they come up to see their calves. Like, they're really right into it. So that's kind of neat. And I guess it says something about making farming look fun on Instagram. We don't do social media, but if you want your farm on social media, hire a 15-year-old kid to come run tractor for the farm. I'll tell you what, it was the same thing every day. It was, you get there in the morning, you send him out on a tractor, he'd break it by noon, it'd be on Instagram immediately, and I'd have a text from my friend in Rutland, hey, I see you broke this today. Our unofficial social media manager.
Thank you. We've got time for another one, I think. Yeah? Please.
Sir? You all talk a lot about the value of what the farms are bringing to Vermont, which is really clear, as well as the fact that we're losing them, and there's a lot at risk, and we've lost more. And you've all been invited up here because you're the success stories. You're, you've made it, as well as you're incredibly good looking and very spoken. It sounds, I mean, to a large extent, you've been talking about innovation, hard work, being smart is what's helped you to be successful. And I'm just wondering if you feel like, is that enough? Like, does the market, can the market function if you're smart and innovative and work hard? And if not, what do you think is needed from government, from society in terms of, is it price supports, is it incentives, is it new tariffs? What is it that would be needed if those inequalities that you're bringing to it aren't enough to make this succeed and stop the losses?
Wow.
I'll go. So, no, it's not enough. We are looked at as a success story, but like these are the first new pants I've bought in 5 years, and I'm really excited about them. It's hard. It's so hard farming, and we are trying to. I mean, we were given a fabulous opportunity that most people don't have to be able to have free land to start our farm on. And so we are trying, while we're in a space where we have a lot of support, we are trying